Hold up.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdettes Newsstand, and in the time that I have been on YouTube, nearly 4 years, I have complained a lot, I have praised a lot, I have every once in a while been happy a lot, right? There's a lot of things in the comic book industry and in pop culture as a whole that are a little messed up. There are a lot of things that are great. There is properties out there for you. There is also properties out there that are not made for you. And I know a lot of people don't like that criticism, even though it is accurate, right? So I want to talk about something that I received. And this was a comment. I thought it was really insightful as to what is actually going on in this whole culture war BS that has been politicized to the nth degree. And I thought it was a really good comment. I thought it was really well thought out, and I'm actually going to read it for you, right? But I have a lot to say on this. And actually, this is going to lead into my topic that I am going to have a panel discussion on Sunday. So make sure you guys check out that live stream. I know I am going to have a couple different variety of guests, right? We're going to bring everybody to the conversation. So the basic part of this is I had an opening like I always do for every stream. It's a music video. And if you have been around for any amount of time, you'll notice it's very Harley Quinn heavy. And a lot of times it's very just female heavy. These are the characters that I am drawn to. I love these characters, some of my favorite characters. And it kind of praises that in the beginning, these female characters, right? Now, all of this, seeing the footage of all these badass female characters and moments in the media was cool. It makes me sad, though, on one side. This is problematic because sexism, male gaze tropes, fighting F-toy, patriarchy, etc. And on the other side, this is bad because SJW, wokeism, tokeism, feminism, forced adversity, This is why we can't have nice things. There are real problems in the world, in society, but we're focused on negativity and tribalism that anything that gets produced is scrutinized to the nth degree. It's fair game to criticize media, but people act like acknowledging anything good is giving credence to the other side and therefore must not happen is ridiculous. And it is something I see time and time again. Great comment. I want to talk about it. Now, first off, I actually got, and I'm not going to read it, but I posted, I've been enjoying Tom Taylor's Nightwing run. I think it's really good. I love Bruno Redondo's art, and I am a Tom Taylor fan. Unapologetically a Tom Taylor fan. But yesterday, when I posted a little Easter egg that was in the book, I got told I liked it because the anti-SJWs don't. For one, I didn't even know that the anti-SJWs don't like Nightwing. I had no idea. But don't tell me. I'm not going to justify what I like because of your tribalism, right? I like a lot in a variety of things. But as a female reader of comic books, as somebody that consumes media, my tastes are logically going to be different than yours. Nightwing is a character I enjoy. I don't care what you think about that. I'm not being mean, but if you think that's the only reason I like Nightwing, you are in this tribalistic bullshit so heavy that you can't get your head above water. Now, this made a really good point. Is we've gotten so far and so heavy into this left versus right in pop culture that there is no praise when something is good if it's from the other side, right? Like you didn't see a lot of praise coming out of good books for DC. You don't see that. World's Finest. Yeah, that was a great book. There's great books every single week. You don't see that. You only see the negativity. And unfortunately, the negativity absolutely feeds the algorithm. So you also don't see the praise that maybe something should get. Now, how do you fix something like this? There's been a lot of times I've came on here. I've given my opinion. I've told you what is going on in this medium. But I don't necessarily give an idea on how to fix it. How do you fix something like this when everything is so tribalistic? And that's exactly what I want to talk about Sunday. But I think the best thing to do is to ignore both extremes. There are people upset right now that Marvel didn't do enough for Pride. Well, maybe next year they'll do more. There are people upset right now that A, B, and C went woke. I guess Miss Marvel went woke. You ignore those voices. You look at the people in the middle, right? You look at the normal fans that are enjoying your content day in and day out. You look at the constructive criticism. If somebody is just screaming, this is racist or this is woke, and without an actual reason, those are when things get ignored because it's likely just for profit. Now, there is a lot of situations you can look at that maybe there was a mistake, right? Maybe there was something done, like we've seen some stuff done at DC that was openly racist before, right? Lois Lane turning black. Okay, we're going back ages now. Has that been done again? No, that was fixed, right? So at this point, how do you fix it? When you gotta ignore the culture war. You have to. There's no way around that because normal people, again, I've said this time and time again, normal people don't necessarily care. There is a great deal of them, but it's less than 10% of your consumers, right? It is less than 10% of your consumers. So your customers. So what do? You put out a quality product. You keep to yourself. You put out your press conferences. I think one thing when it comes to Tom Taylor that he needs to learn to do, and I like Son of Kal-El. I like Nightwing. I like Dark Knights of Steel. I like Dark Ages. But Tom Taylor, dude, you gotta just bask in what you've achieved. Nobody can take it away from you. You are making bank right now. You are making a good amount of money. You are extremely successful. That is enough of a gotcha. You don't have to go and bring up things from ICV2 and then the next month say ICV2 isn't necessarily as accurate as it could be. You just need to stop when it comes to that. Now, Tom Taylor showing how successful he is enough. In a nutshell, same with Tom King, same with Mark Waid. These things are enough, right? Let it go. Let it go. Ignore the vocal minority on both sides. And I think we'd be in a lot better position. But I want to add a little bit of an asterisk to this because I don't think it's fair to not allow stories to be told that are going to trigger, right? So if you have a story and you've got Poison Ivy and she is this female seductress, but you're afraid it's going to trigger people because she looks sexy and she uses her sex appeal, tell the story anyway. If you have a story about racism, it could be anybody. We just saw it with Shiloh Norman. Tell the story anyway. Ignore those voices. Likely, they are not the target demo anyway. I don't know. We'll talk about this more on Sunday, but I thought that was extremely insightful. And I think a lot of us are looking at this through a tribalistic lens. And that's one thing I want to add. Because at the end of the comment, it says you don't give the other side any praise. That is absolutely the truth. You also don't see any sort of, it's lock and key or lockstep, right? It's all the same talking points on both sides. If you know one, you know the other. Ignore those voices. Start looking at who's actually buying your books. And you hear it all the time in videos, right? They're not the ones actually buying your books. But you're not either. You've admitted to that multiple times. So if neither one of you are the target demographic, then look at the people who actually are. What stories are working? Nightwing is working. It's selling. How can you replicate that success? What is it about that story? I mean, it's good. But is it Bruno Redondo? Is it Tom Taylor? Is it that creative team? Is it him being recovered from being Rick Grayson and KGB shooting him in the head? So let's see what we can do with that with maybe a Huntress. Let's see what we can do with that outside of the Batman mythos. Why is Action Comics so fucking fantastic? Why aren't we giving Philip Kennedy Johnson more work? What's not working in people's, maybe reviews about Harley Quinn? Because I know I'm not the only one complaining about the art. And if it's a constant criticism, then something is there. And it's not just me. There are things, little tweaks you can do. They may cause a slow improvement, but as long as you're working towards that improvement, that is the best anyone can ask for you. And of course, the obvious things, you need to start paying people more. Like, that's pretty obvious. And I'm not talking Tom Taylor because he's making bank, but like, you need to start paying your regulars more, like Stephanie Phillips and Jeremy Adams and even Tim Sheridan. I'm not a huge Tim Sheridan fan, but he deserves to make a good wage. You also can't pay them more if they don't produce quality content. So if you're willing to pay them more, then you should be willing to get people back that are on that pay grade, right? What about a Peter Tomasi? We've got Dan Jurgens on Blue and Gold. Unfortunately, it hasn't been to my taste. I haven't really enjoyed it as much as I should. But why not bring him back for a different story, another story, a Jaime Reyes story? You just brought people back. Keep doing it. Those are the things that need to be done, including artists, including colorists, including letterers. If you keep working towards that goal and ignore those vocal minorities on both sides, that is all somebody of my stature that is a customer can ask for. Anyway, so let me know, of course, what you guys think about this. I may bring up some comments during the stream, so if you comment below, just be warned, I may use your words, and we may talk about it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.